Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into what might be the craziest, most unexpected NFL rumor of the year, one that has fans buzzing, insiders whispering, and front offices allegedly making phone calls behind the scenes. I'm talking about a potential blockbuster trade that would send Dak Prescott, the face of the Dallas Cowboys franchise for nearly a decade, packing possibly to the Cleveland Browns, and in return, the Cowboys would end up with one of the most polarizing young quarterback prospects in recent history, Shedeur Sanders, the son of NFL Hall of Famer and current college coaching icon, Deion Sanders. That's right, Shedeur Sanders, fresh off his roller coaster college career at Colorado, could be heading to Dallas if this trade happens, and there are rumblings that something huge is already in motion. Let's break down how we even got here, why this insane trade could actually make sense, and what it means for the NFL as a whole. Now, if you'd said a year ago that the Cowboys would consider trading Dak Prescott, fans would have laughed it off. Dak has been the leader of the Cowboys since 2016, a two-time Pro Bowler, a guy who's led the team to multiple playoff appearances and has generally played solid football. He's coming off a strong 2024 season statistically, throwing for over 4,000 yards with a high touchdown-to-interception ratio, showing poise and leadership. But here's the kicker: he's also carrying one of the largest contracts in the league. His deal clocks in at around $160 million, with a cap hit north of $47 million in 2025. That is a massive financial weight to carry, especially for a team that hasn't gotten over the playoff hump. And that playoff disappointment has been lingering for years. Each season starts with Super Bowl hopes in Dallas, and each postseason ends in heartbreak. The fans are growing impatient, and behind the scenes, Jerry Jones is reportedly looking for the kind of shakeup that could redefine this team's identity moving forward. And that's where Shedeur Sanders comes in. Now, Shedeur's college career has been anything but ordinary. Transferring from Jackson State to Colorado to follow his father, Coach Prime, he immediately became one of the most talked about quarterbacks in the country. His talent is obvious: strong arm, excellent poise in the pocket, high football IQ, and a calm under pressure that scouts love. But his college tenure was also marred by inconsistent offensive line play, injury concerns, and some critics questioning whether he was more hype than substance. Despite that, many believed he had the tools to be a top-tier NFL quarterback. Yet surprisingly, he slipped in the 2025 NFL Draft, eventually being picked in the 5th round by the Cleveland Browns. That drop stunned analysts and fans alike. It sparked conversation around whether NFL teams were unfairly judging him because of the media circus surrounding his dad, or whether there were real concerns about his ability to translate to the pro level. So how does this connect back to the Cowboys? Well, let's follow the trail of whispers that started shortly after the draft. Multiple reports began surfacing suggesting that the Cowboys had been very interested in Shedeur, with some insiders claiming they'd even considered trading up for him. That didn't happen, obviously, but now the Cowboys are in an interesting spot. They have a veteran quarterback on a bloated contract, a head coach in Mike McCarthy who's potentially coaching for his job, and an owner in Jerry Jones who is known for headline-grabbing moves. Jerry has always admired Deion Sanders not just as a former Cowboy, but as a brand and a leader. So it's not crazy to imagine that he might see the idea of bringing in Shedeur as both a football move and a business opportunity. Imagine the marketing juggernaut the Cowboys would become with Shedeur Sanders under center and Deion Sanders potentially following soon after in some form of leadership role, maybe even replacing McCarthy down the line. That possibility is enough to make any PR exec in the Cowboys organization drool. But aside from the hype, let's talk football. The Cowboys need a long-term plan at quarterback. If they don't extend Dak beyond his current deal, they risk losing him for nothing or being forced into a panic trade later. And if they do extend him, they tie up enormous cap space in a quarterback who, while good, hasn't proven he can lead them deep into the postseason. Bringing in Shedeur offers youth, potential, and financial flexibility. A rookie QB contract allows them to spend big in other areas like offensive line, wide receivers, or defense. Now let's bring Cleveland into this mix. Why would the Browns consider giving up Shedeur Sanders so soon after drafting him? Well, let's be honest, Cleveland has been in quarterback limbo for years. Yes, they currently have Deshaun Watson, but that situation has been a rocky one. His contract is fully guaranteed and nearly impossible to move, but the Browns have shown they're willing to think outside the box. If they could somehow restructure Dak's deal or swing a three-team trade that involves moving some other pieces around, it could open a path to bring in Prescott as a steadying veteran presence while still giving Shedeur a chance to learn or grow elsewhere. Some speculate that Cleveland sees Shedeur more as a project than an immediate starter, and they might prefer a proven commodity like Dak, especially if they believe their roster is ready to compete right now. There are also whispers, unconfirmed, but persistent, that Browns GM Andrew Berry has made calls about other quarterbacks this offseason, indicating that the position isn't as locked in as it may appear. But what about the logistics? Prescott's contract includes a no-trade clause, and the dead cap hit for moving him would be brutal, over $100 million if done before June. However, post-June trades come with a different cap structure, and some analysts believe that with the right creative accounting, the Cowboys could take the short-term hit for a long-term gain. They've done it before. This is a team that knows how to manage cap gymnastics. Meanwhile, Shedeur's contract as a fifth-round pick is incredibly team-friendly, which makes the swap a bit easier from a financial perspective. Plus, if Dallas truly believes Shedeur is their future, they might be willing to absorb some short-term financial pain to reset the quarterback timeline and open up cap flexibility for the next 4 years. Let's also factor in the Deion Sanders element. Coach Prime has made it clear that he's not interested in coaching in the NFL, at least publicly. But there's always been this underlying buzz that if the right opportunity came along, say, the Dallas Cowboys and his son as the starting quarterback, he might at least entertain the idea. The idea of Deion Sanders returning to the Cowboys, this time as a head coach or in a senior leadership role, is pure Hollywood. But the NFL has become a league where storylines and spectacle matter almost as much as wins and losses. The Cowboys, already the most valuable franchise in sports, would explode in popularity and relevance with Shedeur and Deion in the building. Now, let's acknowledge the obvious: this is all hypothetical. There's no confirmed deal on the table right now. Neither the Cowboys nor the Browns have officially commented on any ongoing negotiations, and Prescott's camp has been quiet. But that's what makes this so interesting. The silence around this rumor could mean it's just that, a rumor. Or it could mean the conversations are happening behind closed doors, with teams keeping it airtight until there's something real to announce. This is how big trades often develop, quietly, then all at once. There's also the fan reaction to consider. Cowboys fans are deeply divided on Dak Prescott. Some still see him as the guy who can get them over the hump. Others believe he's had enough chances and it's time to move on. The idea of bringing in a young, talented, and marketable quarterback like Shedeur Sanders would ignite the fan base both in support and opposition. It would dominate headlines, sports talk shows, and social media for weeks. And as for Browns fans, they might be torn too. Many were thrilled to land Shedeur in the draft, thinking they'd stolen a future star in the later rounds. Others worry he's more flash than substance, and getting someone like Dak could stabilize a team that's always teetering between chaos and competitiveness. In the end, this potential trade is about more than just players. It's about franchise identity. It's about long-term vision. It's about who you want to be as an organization. Do the Cowboys want to continue with the known, the steady, the reliable but ultimately limited option in Prescott? Or are they ready to gamble on youth, upside, and a whole lot of flash with Shedeur Sanders? And for the Browns, do they stay the course with a rookie and hope for the best, or pivot to a veteran who's proven he can win games but comes at a high price? The NFL is a league that rewards bold moves. Teams that play it safe often stay in the middle. But those that swing for the fences, sometimes they strike out, sure. But sometimes they hit home runs. And if this deal happens, it could be the kind of home run or disastrous strikeout that we talk about for years to come. So don't be surprised if this rumor turns into reality. In today's NFL, the wildest ideas sometimes become tomorrow's breaking news.